Now we have the applications of Pascal's law. Before coming to applications, let's discuss the second part of Pascal's law, that is Pascal's law for transmission of fluid pressure. Whenever an external pressure is applied on any part of the fluid contained in a vessel, it is transmitted undiminished and equally in all directions. So, if we exert pressure on any part of the fluid in a vessel, that pressure will be transmitted undiminished. Undiminished means without any loss and equally in all direction. An important application of this law we can see when we take something from a tube, ointment, toothpaste and all. When we take from the tube, when we open the lid and when we exert pressure on any side of the tube, the paste will come out of that opening, the lid. Okay, it is as per Pascal's law of transmission of fluid pressure. The pressure exerted on any part of the fluid, it is transmitted equally to all other parts. The same thing you can see when you take water in a plastic cover, close it, then when you put a hole, when you just squeeze it, you can see that the force with which the water is coming out of that hole, it changes. That also is an example of this transmission of fluid pressure. So that pressure is transmitted equally. Hydraulic lift and hydraulic brakes are the two devices which work on Pascal's law of transmission of fluid pressure. Let's discuss hydraulic lift. In a hydraulic lift, two pistons are separated by space filled with a liquid. You can see the two pistons. The space between the two pistons of the container, it is filled with a liquid. And you can see that there is a difference in area on the two sides. Area A1 and A2 we have written. It is clearly visible. A2 is greater than A1. Now, if we exert a force at A1, suppose that force exerted is F1. So, pressure exerted on the fluid is F1 by A1. So, pressure at the smaller piston, it is P equal to F1 by A1. Now, according to Pascal's law, this pressure is transmitted throughout the liquid. That means the same pressure it is exerted here also. Okay, the same pressure. So, pressure on the larger piston is also P. Pressure on the larger piston is P. So, due to this pressure, a force is exerted on the larger piston. So, what will be the force? Pressure into area is the force. There, the area at the larger piston, the area is A2. So, force on the larger piston is F2 equal to P into A2. P is F1 by A1. So, force on the larger piston is F1 by A1 into A2 or F1 into A2 by A1. So, we can say that since A2 is greater than A1, a large force is experienced at the larger piston. So, this is how we lift heavy vehicles and all like car, lorry, etc. at the garages. Okay. So, this important principle we call Pascal's law. So, we can say that the applied force has been increased by a factor A2 by A1, and this factor is called as mechanical advantage of the device. So, mechanical advantage of the device is A2 by A1. By changing the force at A1, the platform can be moved up or down. That means by changing the direction of force at A1, you can lift the platform up or you can bring it down. Hydraulic brake also working on the Pascal's law itself. You can see that it is a 4-cylinder system. It's not exactly mentioned. It's in the syllabus. You can just go through the explanation for a hydraulic brake. Now let's just recollect Archimedes principle which we studied in 9th standard. You know, the buoyant force acting on a body which is immersed totally or partially in a fluid is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by the body. So you know it, when a body is immersed in a liquid, an upward force is acting on the body. That upward force is called as buoyant force. So the body experiences a decrease in weight. That decrease in weight only we call as buoyant force. So that buoyant force, it is equal to weight of the liquid displaced by the body. Because when a body is immersed in a liquid, it displaces equal volume. That means which body is immersed equal to the volume of the body, that much volume of liquid will be displaced when the body is immersed in a liquid. So buoyant force, as we said, is just the resultant upward thrust or upward force acting on a body, and it displaces equal volume of the liquid. Now, according to Archimedes principle, if the density of the immersed object is more than that of the fluid, the object will sink, and on the other hand, it will float. That is the case, or that is the application which we get from Archimedes principle. Now we have example 10.2 from the textbook. What is the pressure on a swimmer 10 meter below the surface of a lake? So here at absolute pressure we are supposed to find, that is Pa plus H rho G. Here H is 10 meter, rho it is 10 cube kilogram per meter cube, and G we will take as 10. So simple question it is. So Pa, it is the atmospheric pressure, 1.013 into 10 raised to 5, then plus H rho G. So we'll get the answer to be 2.01 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal. Now example 10.4. At a depth of 1000 meter in an ocean, what is the absolute pressure? What is the gauge pressure? And find the force acting on the window of area 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter of a submarine at this point or at this depth, the interior of which is maintained at sea level atmospheric pressure. The density of the sea water, it is 1.03 into 10 cube kilogram per meter cube. So first question is to find absolute pressure. Very easy. P equal to Pa plus H rho G. Here H is 1000 meter. Now just substitute and we get as 104.01 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal. Gauge pressure is P minus Pa. So we have 103 into 10 raised to 5. Now we are asked to find one force on the window. So the thing is this, when we imagine the submarine, from the outside there is a pressure which is towards the interior, and from the interior there is a pressure outside, means towards outside. So actually the force on the window glass will be equal to this pressure difference into area. Area is 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter, so 0.2 into 0.2, 0.04 meter square. Now pressure difference, what is the pressure difference? Pressure difference, outside the pressure is the absolute pressure which we discussed, that is 104 atmosphere or 104.01 into 10 raised to 5, and inside the pressure is maintained to be the atmospheric pressure. So we have the pressure difference as H rho G. So just substituting, we will get the pressure difference, multiply it with 0.04, you will get the force. Example 10.5. Two syringes of different cross sections without needles filled with water are connected with a tightly fitted rubber tube filled with water. Diameters of the smaller piston and larger piston are 1 and 3 cm respectively. Find the force exerted on the larger piston when a force of 10 Newton is applied on the smaller piston. If the smaller piston is pushed in through 6 centimeter, how much does the larger piston move out? So here the question is that Pascal's law, that is F2 equal to F1 into A2 by A1. So first we can find that F2, that is what we are asked to find the force. So we'll have 90 Newton. Just to substitute and find the force. So here diameter is given, so you can convert it into radius. Then pi r square, it is the area actually, but that pi will get cancelled on the numerator and the denominator. So finally we will get 90 Newton. Now the second part, it is you are asked to find the distance through which it is moving. So that how we can do is volume of liquid displaced will be same. So at volume of liquid displaced at the smaller piston will be the same as volume of liquid displaced at the larger piston. So we have L1A1 equal to L2A2. Just substitute and find that L2. You will get it around 6.67 centimeter. Now coming to example 10.6. In a car lift, compressed air exerts a force F1 on small piston having a radius 5 centimeter. This pressure is transmitted to a second piston of radius 15 centimeter. If the mass of the car to be lifted is 1350 kilogram, calculate F1. So here force required is given, that is F2. 1350 kilogram car is to be lifted. So force is that into mg. And F1 we are asked to find. So here the equation will be F1 equal to F2 into A1 by A2. That's what. Just to substitute, direct substitution 1.